Today is the 14th of December 2023, and this will be our 19th video since we started looking at some possible questions. Thank you to everyone who have subscribed to follow us, okay, and I really appreciate it if more of you subscribe and share, like, follow as well, okay. Some platform you can follow, okay. Thank you very much. If the account is not yours, ask permission from the account holder, okay, before you do that. As much as I would like you to subscribe, do it rightly, okay. And if you don't have an account and you want to have one, you can ask somebody close to you who has an account to help you open up an account for yourself. Then immediately we upload, you get your own notification, and you can watch it when you want, okay. In the comment section, you normally say, please follow my notes/scripts, okay. These are not written for me, these are my own notes, okay. So, and what I've written down, because I don't want to go off track explaining it in a complex way, or maybe putting in other questions. I just want to do what I plan to do for the day. So I normally write bullet points and then explain as I go on, okay. Beware of scammers. Christmas is drawing close and people are scamming people with emails and stuff, okay, sending an account. If I haven't said it on the video, please, it's not me, okay. Don't send money to a foreign account. Think you are helping an orphanage. It's not me, okay. I won't do that, okay. Or some amputee or some veterans or something. I'm not part of those, okay. If I want to donate, I will donate, okay, to charity, okay, but I wouldn't ask you on this platform to do that. So beware. Now, recap. Watch last video for recap, okay. If you are doing your exam, because after December, the new year, you have a few months, okay. So even though you'll be learning other topic, expose yourself to questions as well. So another way of learning is, if you get to somewhere and people are discussing a question, just sit down and listen, okay. Because you might be good at something, but it might come up that in the exam room you might get smarted up. But at times, just listening can remind you, oh, this person said that, so I'll apply this. This person said that, I'll apply this. All this come with practice, okay. Not just maths, okay, English as well, sciences as well. So please expose yourself to as many questions as possible. Look at how it is solved, and then the more you do that, the more you realize that, oh, okay, so even if a similar question comes, you've seen it before, then you can apply what you know to solve it. Now, starter. Yesterday we did a question about a hair salon. Okay, it's a past paper. It's in the higher a paper, and it's a calculation paper, calculator paper. You're allowed your calculators. So some people they said 15% off. Okay, so some people might decide to do 15 divided by 100 times the amount, which is good. Okay, if that is how you want to do it and you still get your marks, if that's how you want to do it, you still get the marks. Okay, but at times there are shorter ways of doing things to conserve time so that you can deal with the difficult and challenging questions. Okay, so now 15% of maybe £20. Okay, maybe that's the reduction. So instead of doing 15 over 100 in this way on the calculator, you can straight away just put 0.15 and times it by the amount, and then the calculator gives you the answer. Okay, so knowing this is also very good. So I thought I would bring this, but if you think you just want to stick with this, that's also fine. Okay, so if it's 35%, it's the same as 35 over 100. So you can just type 0.35 times the amount, or times whatever you want. So if you want 35% of £80, instead of typing 35 over 100 times 80, okay, because if you even put 35 over 100 in the calculator is going to give you 0.35. So straight away you can put 0.35 times the amount, and it will save you a lot of time. 40% will be 40 divided by 100. So on the calculator you just have to put 0.4 times whatever you want. So if you want 40% of 2,000 students, so you can type 0.4 times 2,000, but make sure that the answer you get is whole numbers, because here you are talking about students. Yesterday we were talking about money, so we had to leave it in 2 decimal places. Okay, watch the video for recap. I can't emphasize that enough. I've done a lot of videos, okay, especially today being our 19th. Today be our 19th video, just looking at questions, only questions, okay, and status here and there. Okay, so please watch it. Now 60% would be 60 over 100. You can do that, or you just type 0.06 times whatever. So if you want 60% of 3,280 students in a school, 0.6 times 3,280 280, and the calculator will give you your answer. 87%. Okay, so you can just put in 0.87. So for instance, if you are supposed to find 87% of 10,047 acres of land, so you can just type 0.87, assuming that is the part of land that they are using, and they want you to find in value what they are using in your calculator. Or you can do 0.87 times the amount of acres you've given. So it makes your work quicker, because if you do it this way, you still get the answer, but under some conditions too. Instead of 0.7, you might end up 87, you might end up typing 78%, and then multiplying, dividing by 100, and then you realize that you got a different answer, and then you've lost the mark. But if you know these short forms as well, because I've told you how to do so, that is in percentages, that is in fractions, and that is in decimals. So if you have something in percentage, you can quickly convert it into decimals, put it on your calculator, and type whatever you want. Okay, so I thought I would share, because of the question we did yesterday, I thought I would talk about this on the starter. It looks very simple, but at times it's also some students, we have different learners, okay, but my part is to continue saying it till you grasp it, because you still have months, okay, and you even if you want a minimum of C to go on and do an apprenticeship, or to go on and do an access course, you can still get it. It's on your reach. You can still just by putting in extra time, a few minutes a day, thinking about these things, you can still get it. Okay, and you have the opportunity next year, or you can give yourself another year and do it, whichever way works for you. But I think you can do it, because immediately you get your Gcse maths, you can say, well, now that I've got maths, I can do English, and then you can do maybe biology, and then through that you are ready to do something else. Okay, if you give yourself 2 to 3 years, you can do all this, get what you need whilst you do your daily stuff, and then go on and do something with whatever you have. Okay, or whatever you have always wanted to do. Okay, now today I'm just going to show you a question on angles. We've done angles, we have a lot of video on them, so I'll encourage you to go and look at it. This is what I did to solve the question, but I'm going to show you the original diagram. Okay, these are the things I've written on, so I'm going to show you how. So they said, consider the right angle triangle and a cut along the dotted lines to make quadrilaterals, and it's not to scale. So originally, this is what we have. You have a right angle triangle here. Okay, this is what we've been given. That is 90 degrees. Okay, now this right angle triangle, they cut it along the dotted lines to form two quadrilaterals. So this is the first one, which is the top part, and this is the second one, which is this part here. Okay, so now this part here is A, B, C, D. So you have A, B, C, D here. This part here is P, Q, R, S. So it's P, Q, R, S. Now, they've just given you 30 degrees here, and they've given you 60 degrees and 100 degrees here. And then they said find X. Okay, find X. So I'm going to use what we know, okay, to solve this question. So somebody will see this and say, oh, it's too complicated, I can't do it, and walk away because they can't figure out how to use. So I'm going to use how to use the information they've given to solve for X. Okay, so I'm going to show you two methods. Okay, now the first method, I use this quadrilateral here. Remember, the angle in a quadrilateral is four-sided, adds up to 360. So this angle here, even though it's from a triangle, it's a quadrilateral because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Okay, so you have this angle, this 1 4 side, so it makes it a four-sided shape. And this angle at A, angle at X, which we want, angle at C, which we've been told is 30, and angle at D, okay, should add up to 360. And then if we consider this as well, this angle, we've been given angle at P and angle at Q. We don't know R and S. So the first one, I'm going to use this. My first method, I'm going to use this diagram here. This is all what I've been given. Okay, that is all the information to show you how to find X at the angle at B. And then the second method, I'm going to use these two angles to show you how to find the angle again at X. Okay, now our first method. Okay, so when I finish, this is how my diagram looked. So we'll be going back and forth. Okay, so they said work out the angle at X, this angle here, okay, which I've labeled here, okay, because I had to draw it twice. Now my first method, okay, if I look at the whole thing before it, the dotted line, we've been given that the angle at Q here is 100. So this angle here is 100. But we know that at this point, the whole angle will be 360. Okay, so straight away, the angle at D is 260. So that is what I have here. Okay, but I've already been told this angle at C is 30 degrees. So now I know 30 degrees, I know 260. Okay, I also know that from this diagram, okay, this is a right angle triangle here, and that is 90. But I've been told this part here, that part here is 60. Okay, so this 60, if I take it from 90, this is 30, that part here. So now I've found two angles. Okay, that part here is 260. I've been given this already, which is 30. I know this angle here, that one here, is 90. So if they are telling me this is 60, then that part is 30. So that's what I have. But now this is a quadrilateral. It's not like a right angle triangle. Okay, so now everything in this angle here should add up to 360. So if I want to find x, I have 360 minus 260, which will give me 100, minus 30, which will leave 70, minus another 30, which will give me what? 40. So x now will be 40. That is our first method. So this is what I have here. So if the angle at Q, I've just shown you in the diagram, so I'm just telling you what I did. So if the angle at Q here is 100, the angle at D will be 260. This is what I found because I've been given that. Okay, because this is angle at the point is 360. So this angle here will be 260. That's why I have 260 here. Okay, now, so I know this angle which I've been given 30. I know this 260 which I've been given, which I've just found, because I've been told this one is 100 from the question here. Okay, now I know this angle is 30 because this is 90, and I've been told in the question this part here is 60. So if this part here is 60, then this is 30. So if I take everything from 360, okay, 360 minus 260 minus 30 minus 30, I'm going to get x equals 40 degrees. That is one method. Okay, this is a past paper. That is one method. Okay, now I can also say that I can use this also to find the angle at x. Okay, so how did I do that? So I use this one here to find the angle. Now here I've been given 60 and 100. Okay, that is my method too. Okay, and it's also a quadrilateral. So all I need, if I can find R, then if I know what R is, then I can find S, and then use that to find whatever I want. Okay, but I didn't do that. Okay, so what I did was, the angle at P is 60 and the angle at Q is 100. Okay, so angle at P is 60, angle at Q is 100. So the angle at C now will be 50. How did I do that? I will show you. So now, so angle at P is 60, that is 100. So if you look at the bigger shape, this is 60, that is 100. But we've been told here that that is 30. Okay, so this angle here is 30, but we know that the angle on a straight line is 180, so the whole of this is 180. So if that part is 180, then this part is 150 here. So I know 60, I know 100. So now, if I add 60 to 100 to 50, no, to 150, and subtract from 360, because now I have a quadrilateral, this is 50 degrees. Okay, so that's what I have here. Okay, so the angle at R here, this part here, is 150. Okay, so if I take 150, a 30 from 180, I'm going to get 150. So the angle at R here is 150. Okay, now the angle at S, this is S here. Okay, so this angle here is 150. The angle at S here is 360, because it's a quadrilateral again. Okay, minus 60, which we've been given, minus 100, which we've been given, and minus the angle at R, which we found to be 150. And if you do that, you get 50. Okay, so now that you know the original right angle triangle is 180, so the whole, this angle here, X, that is 90, and that is 50. So if I add 90 to 50, it's 140. If I take 140 from 180, then I'm left with what? 40. Okay, so you can use this one to find your X, which will give you 40, or you can find this angle R using the angle at a straight line here. Okay, and if you get your 150, then you've been given this and this in the question. So now that you know S, you can use that, your S being 50, your 90 degrees, to find this angle at BX. So whichever you look at it, you can use it. So if you look at it originally, they've given you that diagram, they've given you this, and they've given you that. Okay, you will think, oh, I don't have a lot of information, but you do. Okay, so I've just shown you two methods of having a look at this question. Okay, so this is the original question. That is the information you have. Okay, that is the triangle. It's been cut there, so you now get two quadrilateral. You've been given the angle at C here. You are supposed to find the angle at X. You've been given the angle at P and Q, and you've been told to use these two to find the angle at X. Okay, it doesn't look straightforward, but if you think about it, it becomes very obvious. And the only way you can do this is by looking at question, not being intimidated, and just having a go. Okay, so I wanted to do another question, but I realized that it would take me longer, and I don't want to do long videos now because I want you to watch it to the end. So yeah, so this is what we've been given. So I'm showing you the pictures again. And when I did it, this is what I used. So I'm pausing, okay, for you to draw your own and use that to go through what I've told you, okay, to help you make sense of the question. Okay, so this is what I did to use the first one. I used this, okay, angle at the point, and then what I needed was angle on a straight line which adds up to 180. The angle here is 60, so that angle here will be 30. And then I use it to find the angle at B, which we've been asked to do. Whichever way you look at it, X should be 40. Okay. Thank you very much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next.